Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada. Welcome devotees to our evening Srila Prabhupada Says lectures on Bhagavad Gita. Today we continue with Sri Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 verses 6 and 7, and it's going to be a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. So without further delay, we will start the lecture, and we request devotees to please try to take at least one takeaway or something that really resonated with us, a reflection or realization. Without further delay, we will start the lecture. Haribol. You can't hear the lecture, Xavier?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear the lecture.
Really? Let me try. Interesting.
I can't hear the lecture either.
Oh, Krishna, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if I have to stop the sharing and restart it. Give me 1 second. It might be that issue. Bear with me for a minute. I'm going to share the screen again. Share sound.
Them, Nibodha, just take note. Be in.
So Prabhupada just, the devotee just read the verses. He didn't start the lecture, so we'll now hear Prabhupada. So didn't miss much.
Informed. Dvijottama, the best of the Brahmanas. Nayaka, captains. Mama, my. Sainyasya, of the soldiers. Sangyatam, for information. Tan, them. Bravimi, I am speaking. Te, your. Translation: O best of the Brahmanas, for your information, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force.
So, formerly, 5,000 years ago, the same system, military, ordinary soldiers, then the captain, then the commander-in-chief, as there are gradation. In the modern age, the same thing was there. But Maharatha, they had good qualification. Maharatha means alone he could fight with many other charioteers. They are called Atiratha, Maharatha. There are different grades of fighters. So far Pandavas are concerned, their son, Subhadra. Subhadra means Abhimanyu. Subhadra's son. Because he was Subhadra's son, his name was Subhadra. Draupadi's son, they are called Draupadiya. In Sanskrit, just like Bhagini, sister, Bhagini. Her son is called Bhagineya. my nephews. So there is a link. As soon as we speak Subhadra, that means Subhadra's son. The Subhadra's son, he was only 16 years old at that time. He was married with Uttara, the daughter of Maharaj Virat. So, they are all Maharathas, ordinary, not ordinary fighters. This Abhimanyu was killed by conspiracy by same commander-in-chief. Bhishma, Karna, Dronacharya, Ashwatthama, they all surrounded him and they did not allow him to come out. They are very experienced commanders. So this is Kshatriya spirit. He was simply a boy, 16 years old, and he had to be killed by the combined efforts of very, very big commander-in-chiefs. He was so great fighter. Abhimanyu. Abhimanyavad. So Subhadra, Draupadi, similarly Draupadi's sons also there. Sarvaiva Maharatha. Maharatha means one who could fight with 1,000 chariots on the other side. They are called Maharatha. Then Duryodhana, first of all, he pointed out the military strength of the opposite side. This is intelligence. One should take calculation of the opposing elements or the enemy's side. So, in fighting, the first thing is to take estimation of the enemy's side. How much they are strong, how they have arranged. Then one should calculate how to counteract, how to fight with them. This is intelligence. Without taking any calculation of the other side, if you are not prepared, then how you can become victorious? This is sane proposal. That is, upayam chintayat pragya apayam cha chintayat. A pragya, an intelligent man, not only think of the bright side, or this business or this fight or this, and so many things we have to deal with. Simply we should not calculate the brighter side. There is darker side also. We should always think if there is some thief, if there is some rogue, the cheaters, then what precaution I am going to take. And this is intelligence. If I simply calculate that in this business I will make so much profit, in the meantime somebody comes and cheats me and go away, then therefore, upayam chintayat pragya apayam cha chintayat. Darker side also should be thought. That is intelligence. Just like that way. After calculating the darker side, enemy means darker side. They can defeat me at any moment. That is darker side. So after calculating their strength, then Duryodhana is speaking about his own strength. Asmakam tu visishtyaji. Visishta, not to speak of the ordinary soldier, but Visishta. Visishta means those are specifically to be mentioned. High officers. Asmakam tu Visishtaji. Tang nibodho dijuttama. He was in commander-in-chief. For 18 days there was fight and one after another, a commander-chief was killed. And 64 crores of men were killed in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And the battle was finished within 18 days, not lingering for some years. No. Fight to the best capacity and finish the business. No. So everyone, both the sides, Pandava's side and Kaurava's side, all were killed. Desho, Bhadra, Draupadaya, everyone was killed. And the other side also. Only the 5 brothers, they remained, and the one grandchild who was in the womb of the mother, he remained. Otherwise, everyone is finished within 18 days. Such a great fight it was. And people from all parts of the world, they joined the battle of Kurukshetra. Somebody was criticizing me, say, Swamiji, you are introducing this Hare Krishna movement, people are becoming coward. They simply chant Hare Krishna. So I replied that you will see the power of Hare Krishna movement in due course of time. He required, because there are 2 battles in India. The battle between Ravan and Ram. Ravan. The battle of Rama. And another battle was battle of Kurukshetra. And in these 2 battles, the hero was Vaishnava and Vishnu. In the Ram-Ravan battle, Lord Ramchandra was there and his devotee Hanuman, Bajrangaji. Similarly, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna was there and his devotee Arjuna was there. So, Vaishnavas, they do not simply chant Hare Krishna. If there is need, they can fight under the guidance of Vishnu and become victorious. Vaishnava's one qualification is, out of 26 qualifications, one qualification is Dukkha, expert. If there is need of fighting, they can fight like very expert. That is also needed. Krishna consciousness does not mean one-sided. Krishna as all-pervading. The Krishna consciousness movement also should be all-pervading. It should touch everything, even politics, sociology, everything is required. That is the end. Because Krishna's mission is Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. There is 2 missions. Not only to give protection to the devotees, but also to kill the demons. They kill the demons. That is one side. So the devotees of Krishna should be trained up both ways. Not only to give protection to the devotees, to give them encouragement, but if need be, they should be prepared to kill the demons. That is Vaishnavism. It is not cowardism. It is not cowardism. When need be. Generally, a Vaishnava is non-violent. Just like Arjuna. In the beginning, he was non-violent, Vaishnava. He said, Krishna, what is the use of this fighting? Let them enjoy. So by nature he was non-violent. But he was induced by Krishna to become violent. That your non-violence will not help. You become violent. You kill them. I want. So, if Krishna wants, we shall be prepared to become violent also. And Krishna, that is open secret. That paritranayam sadhunam vinasaya chaduskitam. Two business of Krishna, two sides. So those who are devotees of Krishna, they should be trained up both ways. They should be prepared. But generally, there is no question of becoming violent, unnecessarily. As the modern politicians, unnecessarily they declare war. A Vaishnava does not do so. No, unnecessarily, there is no need of war. When it was completely impossible to settle up the things between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, then Krishna said, all right, then there must be fight. When Duryodhana declined to spare even a portion of land holding the Suchagra, the point of a needle, he refused that I cannot spare even so much land which can hold the point of a needle. Then the war was declared. There is no question of settlement. Otherwise, Krishna requested that these 5 Pandavas, they are Kshatriyas. They cannot become merchant or Brahmana. Brahmana's profession is patan, patan, jajan, jajan, dan, pratigha. Brahman can take charity from others. Sannyasi charity from others. Not a Kshatriya or Grihastha. No, that is not allowed. So, they are Kshatriyas, they cannot take the profession of a Brahmana, neither they can take the profession of a mercantile man, businessman. They must have some land so that rule over, take taxation, and that is their living means. So, spare only 5 villages to these 5 brothers and settle up. Or what Duryodhana replied, no sir, what do you speak of 5 villages? We cannot spare even so much land which can hold the point of needle. Then the war was. So Vaishnava, they are non-violent. But if need be, they can become violent, for Krishna's sake. This is the battle of Kurukshetra. So, anyone? Or end here? All right, end here. Chant Hare Krishna.
It's just really amazing how Srila Prabhupada can complete 2 verses in like 17 minutes. It really always amazes me. Srila Prabhupada is definitely the ambassador of Krishna. It's like I know it, but at the same time, it just amazes me. So I would like to ask devotees if you have any takeaways to share from Srila Prabhupada's lecture. Please do unmute yourself and you can just share your takeaways, your reflection, food for thought, so that we can, share with each other and we can all benefit from it. Any thoughts?
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
I accept all the obeisances. Glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
The points that Srila Prabhupada kept coming back to, first, he defined the Maharata, one who can be on one chariot and fight 1,000 fighters also in chariots. They are very incredible people then, in terms of the experience.
Which we don't find nowadays at all.
Maharata, yeah. So, he also confirmed one point, that we, in preparing for anything, we have to look at both sides, what we have and what the other side has. So in war, the intelligence, one must look at the numbers, look at the military arrangements, the strength of the soldiers, level of expertise in the arrangement for the other side, and look at their own side also. So basically, that's what Duryodhana did, looking at the other side for us to inform Dronacharya's military teacher what was there and then what was on the other side too. Of course, he had undertones of things when he said to Dronacharya, look at the other side, so expertly arranged by your student, meaning that you know you're going to be on the side, yet you start distributing all of this stuff that now he's using. So anyway, but Sri Prabhupada didn't mention that, but actually he said that in other lectures that he's given. So the intelligence means that the darker side, what could possibly happen, or trouble that could happen, should also be prepared for, just in case things happen. So that's everywhere, house, temple, we have to make some arrangements. Hare Krishna. That's some of the takeaway.
Thank you. And yeah, one of the points that you mentioned, it was also my takeaway when Srila Prabhupada says that, you have to gauge your enemy and be prepared. You can't attack right away. You have to watch the strength. You have to be, and then he said, this is intelligent. This is intelligence, is what he said. So I really appreciate how he says that even when you have someone who wants to go against you, you have to really gauge and be prepared and think it out and have a strategy and all that. And he said, this is intelligence. That was something really nice that he mentioned, was one of my takeaways too. So thank you for sharing that. Another one that really inspired me was the last verse here that Srila Prabhupada says that a Vaishnava is non-violent, but for Krishna's sake, they can become violent. So I was really appreciating that point, how, when can we use violence and for what purpose? And it shouldn't be used loosely or casually, but in service of the Lord is the main point. So this was another nice confirmation, I feel, from Srila Prabhupada, that devotees are non-violent, but when it comes to, for Krishna's sake, for protection, for Krishna's devotees, whatever, then we can become violent. So that was, and I believe this was also mentioned in, if I'm not mistaken, either Nectar of Instruction or Nectar of Devotion. Sri Rupa Goswami says that one is humble or something like that, but when it comes to protecting devotees, then they just can keep quiet and watch. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just trying to summarize. Right?
That's pretty much it. When things are done directly against a devotee, they can forgive, but when it's done against someone else, then Lord Chaitanya exemplified that in Navadvip when he heard that Madai, Jagai Madai, the Madai had actually attacked Lord Nityananda. Normally he would not, Lord Chaitanya, would not attack anybody. At that time, he was coming the holy name to change people's minds. But when Lord Nityananda was attacked physically, he was ready to kill both Jagai and Madai. He was ready then to kill. Yeah. But things done to him directly. He didn't care too much about things that were done to him directly, but to someone else, yeah, we should protect each other like that. The protection should be.
Yes, that was one point that was really stood out for me. Any other points from devotees? Any other takeaways? There was one that came up, but I think it slipped my mind. I'm trying to search.
I have.
Yeah, go ahead. While I'm looking, please go ahead.
Sri Prabhupada said some people have criticized him.
Yes.
That the devotees are becoming like cowards. They're only chanting, they're not doing anything. And this is how he segued into that. First, the response he gave was there were two battles in India, the one from the Ramayana in Sri Lanka, and then the other one, Kurukshetra. And in both cases, there were devotees of the Lord that were fighting. So basically, that was his response to the people cannot put devotees as, or regard them as cowards because they're chanting. Well, basically non-violent, but when we have to fight for Krishna, then of course, then we have to get ready to do that part too, because it's all, we look everything as service, as Krishna wants that we do. So that was his response, that already in Kurukshetra and in the Ramayan situation, there were battles that were fought and devotees, people devoted to Krishna or devoted to Lord Ram were in it, and they were the ones that were victorious on top of that too. So he made that point. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, it's and it's right here that I was also inspired when Srila Prabhupada says, so the devotees of Krishna should be trained up in both ways, not
Yes.
only to give protection to the devotees, but to give them encouragement.
Mhm.
But if need be, they should be prepared to kill the demons, because that is Vaishnavism. It is not cowardism. So that was a very good point. He says, but when need be, and then he repeats that phrase, when need be, twice. And then he mentioned, generally Vaishnava is non-violent, just like Arjuna. But in the beginning, he was non-violent until Krishna, induced him to become violent. In a purpose for the purpose of protection. So that was a good point.
Yeah.
That is how Srila Prabhupada said that devotees should be trained in both ways.
Yeah.
That was one of my takeaways too.
Okay.
Any other takeaways? You have something to share that hit you too, Xavier?
You said what hit with me. The point of being prepared. I mean, it seemed like he kind of emphasized it, and he said that we're empowered to do both kill demons and protect, and being more spiritual, you kind of think against being violent or being any type of aggressive, but there's points when it's for Krishna.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. And if there are no other points, we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow evening at our Govardhan Puja and Diwali festival tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Until then, and of course, we have our morning class tomorrow too, the Bhagavatam class with Balabhadra Prabhu. Until then, Vancha Kapati Vyascha, Kripasinda Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Have a wonderful evening. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.